Skincare is important. It's just one of those things you accept as true. But have you ever stopped to wonder why? What are the benefits of proper skincare? Why should you go to the trouble of twice daily cleansing, moisturizing, maintaining a good diet, visiting a dermatologist, and following other treatments to improve or maintain your skin's health? Because healthy skin is vital to a healthy body. And to validate this and give more insight, we have today with us Dr. Monica Rajpal, who is a senior consultant dermatologist and dermatosurgeon at Apollo Hospital, Noida. She's got 20 years of dermatological practice, specializing in pediatric dermatology, acne, allergies, psoriasis, and dermatosurgeries. She has also got a number of research paper and scientific publications too under her name. So we have Dr. Rajpal here with us. Ma'am.
Thank you, Vigya. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
So today, ma'am, we are going to talk on, skincare, the importance of healthy skin, the importance of healthy skin, and also specifically during the pandemic period. So we just went through a pandemic, and we're still going through it. People are not realizing it, but then it has been such a change in our lifestyle, and
for a very long time.
Yes, and there have been so many external factors which has completely changed our lifestyle, which we didn't even realize, and it has somehow affected our skin, our health, and not to mention that mental health and a lot of things. But then to start with, to understand why skin care is so important, we first need to understand why your skin is so important. So if you can just give some insight on that, ma'am.
See, skin is our first protective barrier from the outside world. It keeps away all your infectious organisms, your foreign bodies. So it obviously keeps us healthy. And also in times of social media, everybody is working from home. All the meetings are online. Everything seems to be happening on Facebook and Instagram. So it is also psychologically very important to have a very healthy, glowing skin these days. So yes, skin has become a very critical issue suddenly because yes, outward appearances do matter.
Yeah, true. So, and ma'am, we know that women are at greater risks of having skin related problems. Why is it so? And also, how do hormones and environmental factors play a role in this?
See, the basic difference between women and men is that women undergo constant hormonal changes, beginning from puberty to pregnancy to menopause. And apart from these milestones, all of us undergo hormonal fluctuations every single month during our menstrual cycle, which has a huge bearing on our skin. And obviously, it can be the baseline cause for many of the skin disorders that women suffer from. Also, I think lifestyle makes so much of a difference. Women are battling a lot of stress, managing their work and home. That also has a telling effect on skin. Another thing which I feel women suffer a little bit more than men is that women are a little more conscious about their skin. So I feel at times they do a little too much. Women tend to experiment a lot with their skin, which I don't think most of the men do. So a lot of times we see women coming in because they have been putting in too much effort, which was really not needed to begin with. So I guess these are the factors why our OPDs are majorly women. Men usually come up with very serious issues, and so that's the difference, I think.
Okay, and also, but to add a point in this, men also these days have been very conscious. Yes.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah,
Changing.
and but I hope that, I mean, I don't hope any skin problems for anybody, but then, males are also these days, very particular about how do they look and what lifestyle do they follow. So
Right.
I'm glad, and we are glad that we noticed this change in perception of their own body and skin. So, ma'am, moving on to the next question. I mean, we just went through a pandemic, and coronavirus has changed some of our hygiene habits as well.
Absolutely.
People are washing hands very frequently with soap and water. How do you think that one can take care of their skin because we have been washing our hands very frequently?
It's also important to understand here what is your level of exposure. I
Hmm.
see a lot of people coming to me with severely dry, chapping skin, practically having fissures. And when I ask them their level of exposure, they say they are totally indoors. So people here fail to understand that the washing routine is only for people who are actually going outdoors. So if you're
Hmm.
indoors, you do not have any outdoor exposure in the form of touching of surfaces and all, you need to just be sticking to your pre-COVID time regimes. There is no sanitizer needed for you. There is no frequent hand washing needed for you. However, for people who are going outdoors, I normally recommend them to stick to the sanitizer only when an absolute must, which means if you don't have access to soap and water, that is practically the only time you should be using a sanitizer. And when it comes to using soaps, there is absolutely no use of using antiseptic soaps because they are absolutely drying and damaging to the skin. Any regular, mild, gentle cleanser is as good as an antiseptic soap.
Yeah.
So we should stick to those cleansers. Always try and carry a jar or a tube of a moisturizer with you. And every time you wash your hands, just remember to moisturize them. And for people with severe issues, I normally ask them to apply a thick layer of petroleum jelly or ghee at bedtime, and it works like magic till morning. If issues get even beyond that, then of course you do go and meet your dermatologist in time so that they can prescribe you medicines for it.
I think people can make a few notes out of this interaction session because this has been very, very informative and we can note down some tips. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that. And then the next point which we would want to discuss is that, what are the best treatments options for hair loss caused by vitamin D deficiency? If you can just, yeah, please.
For practically one whole year, most of us have been trapped inside our houses with practically no sun exposure at all. Most of the people coming in for hair fall, when we get their vitamin D tested, majority of them turn out to be grossly deficient in vitamin D. So in our OPDs, vitamin D has become one of the top scorers as a cause for severe hair fall.
Yeah.
So when you are grossly deficient, there is no option but to take a proper vitamin D supplement in the form of a 60,000 unit of vitamin D, which we give every week for about 8 weeks, but of course, taken under your doctor's supervision.
Hmm.
Other than that, you should be out in the sun for maybe at least 15 to 20 minutes of sun exposure in our tropical country is probably sufficient. In terms of diet, non-vegetarian food is full of vitamin D. Fish, your egg yolk, plenty. Unfortunately, vegetarians don't have too many options.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, if you like mushrooms, good source of vitamin D. But then you have a lot of fortified foods available, your juices and your milks and stuff. We do have a fortification of vitamin D, but
Hmm.
the time tested method of sun exposure, nothing works better than that. So
Better
I
than
think
that.
all of us should be out in the sun for at least a little while.
Mhm. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, so also, what do you think are the common side effects of using a mask for a long time? I mean, we have just learned to live with the mask. It has been like an extended organ to us. So, what do you think are the common side effects, and what are the ways to treat and prevent mask-related skin conditions?
For people who are wearing masks for long hours, we are seeing a lot of breakouts in the mask covered area. People come with redness, irritation, sensitive skin at times. People where they sweat a lot, we're even seeing bacterial infections. So wherever you have to use a mask for a long period of time, just take care of your skin properly, which means before wearing your mask, always remember to wash your skin with a non-soap gentle cleanser. If you have dry skin, always moisturize it well before you put on your mask, and do the same when you remove the mask. You're allowed to remove the mask for a couple of minutes every 3-4 hours, provided you can find a safe space where you are allowed to do so. Other than that, the care of the mask is extremely important. When you are using a disposable mask, always obviously throw it off after a single use. Where you're using a washable mask, we have to wash it very regularly. Again, no antiseptics to wash it. Wash it with a regular detergent. Rinse it off very well so that there should be no residues of the detergent left. Dry it well. Now again, coming to the fabric of the mask, silk is always much better tolerated by our skin. So silk masks are a good option. And in fact, there are many reports which say that a silk mask gives a better protection against COVID as compared to cotton masks. So that is something we can probably switch over to.
Yeah, that was really an important point which you mentioned at the last, that, silk masks or the silk fabric is important than the cotton.
And they look better also, I think.
Yes, definitely, because it has been a fashion statement as well these days. So, yeah. So, and ma'am, just to end this very informative interaction session, we just want to know that, does vitamin D deficiency cause damage to hair as well? Does it lead to hair fall?
Yes, as we discussed, to begin with, vitamin D, yes, contributes to hair fall. And we did discuss as to how to replenish that deficiency. So yes, vitamin D is a very important cause of hair fall. But thankfully, most of it is reversible. So as soon as we are able to correct your vitamin D deficiency, you should have it all back within 3-4 months. So nothing to panic.
All right. Okay. So, our skin is our body's first line of defense, as you mentioned also, that, against every possible threat present in the environment. And we do not know, there are so many things invisible around us which can affect us. Also, healthy skin provides a barrier that prevents millions, maybe even billions of pathogens from entering your body. Where they can cause infection, disease, and discomfort. And I think the points which Dr. Monica has mentioned can, somehow it can protect us from all of these infections. And also, it is very important to know that, skin is not just the largest organ of a body, but also the most important organ of a body. And we have to take care of it. We have to keep it healthy, so that, as I mentioned, that, healthy skin is vital to a healthy body. So ma'am, just to conclude this interaction session, if you can just give 2 or 3 tips to our audiences, or if you can just give more insight, ma'am.
Yeah. So when we talk of general skincare routine, I firmly believe in the motto, the lesser, the better. The harder you try, the deeper pit you fall into. So it should just be about cleansing, as I said, with a very gentle cleanser. In people with oily skin, of course, we intend going for maybe salicylic acid face washes and stuff like that. But for people with normal to dry skin, a gentle non-soap cleanser. If your skin is dry, moisturize it well. There can never be a limit to the amount of moisturizer you apply on your skin, because dry skin is usually the beginning of all skin related problems. We as dermatologists consider oily skin to be the healthier skin type. As opposed to the general public who absolutely hate the greasiness on their skin. Yeah. But we are very happy when we see a patient with the greasy skin, because we know they are going to be good for life, except for the breakout and stuff like that. Yeah. Dry skin problem, diseases, psoriasis, atopic, everything practically happens in people with dry skin. So if you're using a gentle cleanser, a good moisturizer frequently, that's about it. Other than that, if you're outdoors, if you think you have a lot of sun exposure, then a good sunscreen. And according to me, that's about it. Plus, of course, a good, healthy, balanced diet with a lot of fresh fruits, salads, and physical exercise. You can see magic happening with your skin with physical exercise. So I think, just like our bodies get tired when we work hard, I feel we tire out our skin by working too hard on it. So we should all just about leave it alone, and you'll keep looking good forever.
But in case if you have any problem, then we have you.
Yes.
So thank you so much, ma'am. And it was really a pleasure to have you for this session. I hope there are so many people who are going to benefit from this session. And it was an honor to have you on this session. And we look forward to
interacting with you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this was Vigya Roy from Healthwire Media, and it was one of our most interactive sessions. And you can watch this online again and again. The link is mentioned, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms. Thank you so much.